Good day, everyone. From Telesur, I'm Cody Weddle in Caracas, Venezuela. We once again begin with the latest developments on the investigation into the case of 43 missing students in the Guerrero state of Mexico. Protests continue in Mexico after government officials announced that criminal gangs likely murdered the 43 missing students of Ayotzinapa. Intellectuals are calling for a truth commission to investigate the case. They have denounced the authorities' inability to so far provide accurate and thorough information on the missing students. The disappearances mark the latest of 22,000 such cases in the country since 2006. Many academics say the Mexican government has proven itself incapable of resolving the rampant crime. And we go to Colombia now, where members of the Marcha Patriótica party say that paramilitaries and right-wing parties joined by retired army officials are plotting to assassinate FARC leaders at ongoing peace talks in Havana, Cuba. Marcha Patriótica leaders handed over all of their information to the Colombian authorities. The revelation comes as the ideological leader of the guerrilla group, Pastor Alape, joins the ongoing talks in Cuba. Staying in Colombia, Tuesday, a Senate commission offered its approval of a controversial law to allow the use of medical marijuana. With 13 votes in favor and only 2 against, the full Senate will discuss the measure in the coming days. The law would regulate the dosage and uses of marijuana as a medical aid. And in Argentina, representatives of the embassy of Bolivia, Cuba, Ecuador, Nicaragua, and Venezuela met to review the programmed activities for the ALBA Group of Nations' 10th anniversary. Activities commemorating the anniversary will start in France and will continue throughout Latin America. And we go to the United States, where as the Michael Brown case is set to be decided any day now by a grand jury, Missouri Governor Jay Nixon warned Tuesday that he will not tolerate any violence from protesters and has called statewide police and the National Guard to be on standby. There is widespread expectation that the grand jury will not indict Officer Darren Wilson, who shot Brown in August. An anonymous source briefed on the investigation tells the Washington Post that his indictment is highly unlikely. Many protesters have been preparing for peaceful protest plans. Many fear that if Wilson is not indicted, clashes will once again break out between police and protesters. And to China, where United States President Barack Obama met with the Chinese head of state Xi Jinping Wednesday. Obama and his Chinese counterpart signed a series of trade and military agreements. Both leaders agreed to reduce the possibility of military confrontations and vowed to create a new bilateral military relationship. They also signed a landmark agreement to reduce carbon emissions and promote non-polluting technologies. As Iranian nuclear talks are coming closer to their November 24th deadline, Russia has agreed to sell 8 nuclear reactors to the Middle Eastern country for peaceful use. For now, the Russians will help the Iranians build 2 nuclear power plants, while the rest of the reactors will reportedly be built at a later date. And as tensions continue to flare in the West Bank, we turn to our correspondent Noor Harazin for an update on the situation in Palestine.
Tension is rising in the West Bank after the IDF killed a Palestinian young man in Al Urub refugee camp yesterday. Clashes are breaking out in some checkpoints around the West Bank between Palestinian youth and also the Israeli forces. However, the situation in the Gaza Strip, it's calm, it's peaceful. The only thing that is bothering the people here in the Gaza Strip is the fact that the Strip is suffering a humanitarian crisis. Today, in a protest, the residents condemned the silence of the international community because the Gaza Strip today suffers from the lack of electricity, fuel, clean water, goods, building materials, and even food. They were also calling upon the international community to intervene and pressure Egypt into opening the Rafah border. As for now, it has been almost 2 weeks and Egypt still closing Gaza's only gate to the world, which is Rafah border.
And thanks to Nor. We go to Africa now, where social movements and the Burkina Faso army met to work on a framework towards a transitional civil government on Tuesday. Sensitive questions regarding the transition, such as the role of the military in the new government, have yet to be decided. Presidents from Senegal and Togo will help facilitate the plan. The points agreed upon so far include elections in a year's time and an interim president and parliament divided between the country's main political parties. And in Spain, a massive raid was conducted Tuesday, leading to the arrest of 30 people implicated in corruption scandals. The raid was carried out in over 10 of the country's provinces. The detained range from technicians to high-ranking government officials and politicians. 22 of the 30 arrests were in Andalusia. The operation continues and new arrests have not been discarded. We end today on a lighter note and a sandy note. For the world's largest sand castle ever built in Rio de Janeiro, the castle is estimated to be 12 meters tall and only made from sand and water. Officials from the famous Guinness Book of World Records took the massive castle's measurements. The official results won't be known for at least a couple of days, but any little princesses or princes hoping to make the beachside lair their new home will be disappointed. The palace will be demolished at the end of the day. We have plenty more on those stories and plenty others at our website, telesurtv.net/English. For Telesur English, I'm Cody Weddle. Hope you have a great day.